Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today, I want to do a discussion video talking about the lack of products coming in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. Not fully there, like I'm not panicking or anything, but I'm just a little nervous that it feels like at this point in the year, we would have already had multiple more products announced at least than we do right now. There's not much on the horizon. I mean, I'm looking at it here. There's only like 5 sets that are coming, and as far as sets that have new cards, there's only 4. And so I'm kind of looking. I'm kind of just nervous. It seems like there's a couple products that maybe Konami's dropping, and it's weird too because this should also be the 25th anniversary kind of year. So like, is Konami not messing around with that, or it might have been 2023? Because I guess I'm a little confused because we got the 25th anniversary set number 2, but we also got number 1 in 2023. So I don't know on that. But regardless, year to year, they don't usually just drop off like this and drop a bunch of sets. Now maybe this week or next week we'll get 2 or 3 things announced, and then like whoop-de-doo, we're right back on track. Nothing going on. But I do want to mention it here, and I do want to talk about it and get your guys' thoughts on this stuff because I was just wondering about it and just want to get it out there. So first and foremost, the only sets we really have coming here for the OCG, there's literally 3 things that matter. I'm talking about things that matter. There's going to be some reprint sets, some stuff there, but like as far as stuff that like straight up new cards and they're actually like worthwhile, the first one here is the Valuable Book E4. We just got these released the other day. Phantom of Yubel is an amazing card for Yubel. That's basically the big thing here, and so that makes this thing even smaller, so it's like even less of a factor that we're even considering here. So that's the first one that's coming in like a month in the OCG. Then we have Infinite Forbidden, the next core set for them. That's pretty hype, but that's not coming until 4/27. So, again, like 2 months away from that. We actually should be kicking off a few more reveals for that set starting soon, a week or 2 maybe, which is exciting. And then Duelist Pack. This one we know basically nothing about it except that it's light-based and the date. But still, it's pretty good. May 25th. 3 months away at this point. So nothing too crazy. Then for the TCG sets, the only 2 TCG sets we know about is the new 25th anniversary Rarity Collection that's coming May 24th in North America. So again, 3 months. And also Legacy of Destruction. This is coming late April here. So in North America, April 26th. So close-ish to two-ish months. Not too shabby, but that's literally it. And this one's a reprint set. So we only have one product that's like supposed to be coming in the next like 3 months, I guess, for the TCG that has actual new cards in it. That seems crazy to me. But it is what it is. And then as far as the stuff that actually makes me nervous here, I've got 4 sets here that by probably around this time last year, we had most of these at least announced, and none of them are announced. So the TCG one, actually we'll do the TCG one last. As far as the OCG ones, and these share, a lot of these translate directly to the TCG, but not always. The first one is Deck Build Pack. Their Wild Survivors Deck Build Pack was released on March 18th, so that probably got announced in December, which is crazy that like this would have been announced like over 2 months ago, basically, if we were actually getting one this year. I think they're just skipping this one altogether. Normally they do 2 deck build packs every year, one kind of at the beginning of the year and one kind of on the back end. We got 2 last year, but it looks like they're just basically skipping the first one. Now, I think this kind of makes sense overall. Like, this seemed like a set that, the type of set that never really did that well financially for Konami, so I wouldn't be super surprised if Konami kind of made the decision of, we don't want to keep printing a bunch of sets that don't make us money, but also we do like this set as somewhat of an outlet to get a couple of new archetypes pumped into the game, without having to like oversaturate new core sets with like 4 new archetypes in every core set, because then we're talking about half the core set being all new archetypes, whereas a lot of people still want legacy support, a lot of people want some generic cards, but you really cut down on that. So I think they like it as an outlet for that, but we don't have it out, so it looks like they're skipping it. I think it's also potentially possible not off the table. Maybe Konami adjusts the formula. If that version of the set hasn't been working for years and not really being profitable, is there a world where they bump it from like 3 archetypes to 4 or 5 archetypes in one deck build pack, but they only do 1 a year? But because the set gets bigger, because some of the stuff gets more spread out, maybe rarities get a little more spread out, maybe we don't have this super high price gap between like the one archetype that's the most hype and then the other two just kind of being mid, which seems to be the formula every time. That one archetype ends up being so overly expensive. I'm talking about the Centurions. I'm talking about Vanquish Soul before them. Those kinds of archetypes. So something to keep an eye on. For now, I still would guess that we're still going to get one later in the year. Maybe the formula changes, maybe it doesn't, and they just say, you know what, just 1 a year is fine. But we'll see. Okay, so we went kind of in depth on that one, but then we get to all the products that basically came in June of last year. So to me, we're around the time where a lot of these would have already been announced. Maybe not exactly, but close. So the first one's Animation Chronicle. We got this on June 10th, which means we probably got it announced late February, maybe early March. And so if this is coming this year, I would expect it to get announced in the next 2-3 weeks. So this one I'm not panicking on. They might just do that in the next couple of weeks. Then we're like, oh, cool, Animation Chronicle's coming. Good to know. But again, just the fact that it hasn't been announced and like there's nothing else that's been announced really, it is making me a little nervous. So I like the Animation Chronicles. They tend to actually be low-key, like way better than you think for being like an all-anime card set or manga card set. But we've gotten some definite gems out of these archetypes before. I mean, Bonfire came last year, so there's that. Next one here is Structure Deck. So Structure Deck, this is a weird one for me as well. The last couple years, we've gotten 2, sometimes even 3 Structure Decks every single year for the last like handful of years. We usually get like a more new one, but is like more of a fan favorite archetype. Sometimes it's something like Trap Tricks, trying to give something like Trap Tricks good support. That's just a super fan favorite archetype. A lot of players like it. Let's get it closer to modern day and able to play as a rogue deck. Or we saw like last year, like Jack Atlas. They pick a super popular character and try to get his stuff printed, right? Because there are going to be fans of the anime, and that kind of has the crossover. Because not only were the cards like a cool rogue strategy, but also, you get some of those anime, believers as well. So that one's weird. We have nothing announced for Structure Deck. Again, this came late June, so release announcement wise, we may not get it we would get it in the next month probably. I'm not panicking on it, but again, just a little nervous that nothing's been announced yet. And the last one I think is the TCG set. That's Battles of Legends Monstrous Revenge. This kind of is like the equivalent of Animation Chronicle. This is the set every year where we get some solid reprints, but then they also basically take. Usually this is the set they use to put... Oh, actually, no, it wouldn't be Animation Chronicle. They put other stuff in there. I don't know. Whatever it is, they do... Usually it's OCG imports, I believe. More often than not in Battles of Legend. But it is what it is. Again, June. Hasn't been announced. Could get announced in the next month. If it is, cool. We can breathe a little easier. But again, just the fact that none of these have been announced yet is a little bit strange to me. So I don't know. I just want to get this out there. I'm kind of in a weird spot right now, just because I don't know how to fully feel about where we're at with all this stuff. I like some of the stuff that's coming, but again, we just need to see. I need to see a little bit more to really have full confidence that we're getting enough products. Because right now, just for the next basically 3 months, for March, June, July, in the TCG at least, we're literally getting 2 products. Or I'm sorry, not March, June. March, April, May. Sorry, we only have 2 products coming, and one of those is basically a full reprint set. So 1 new set that actually has new cards in it over the next 3 months combined. Seems a little bit wild to me. So maybe they're just going to go hard for June and July. They're going to go really hard in the summer and for the rest of the year. But it definitely seems like we're starting light here. So I just want to get this information out to you. If you don't, I know a lot of players don't really follow this stuff quite as closely as I tend to, just because I do a lot of news videos, so it's easier for me to kind of keep track of it. But I definitely think it's worth mentioning. I think it's worth giving it a little extra thought, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Where do you land on this? Are you nervous like I am, or are you like, okay, give it a month and we'll have 3 or 4 more products announced and we won't feel the same way we do right now. That's totally possible. I get it. But are you nervous in the meantime? So I'm out of here for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know your thoughts down below on this topic. Where do you land? I'd love to hear your thoughts overall on it. But I'm out of here for tonight. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.